The sun dipped below the horizon, casting the sky into a deep shade of violet. The air inside the bar grew thick with smoke and the smell of liquor. A hush fell over the patrons as two figures emerged from the shadows and made their way to the center of the room. One was a lanky figure from British Columbia with long hair and a perpetual cloud of marijuana smoke surrounding him. The other was a burly man from Newfoundland with a thick beard and a bottle of screech rum in his hand. The two stood face to face, eyeing each other with a mix of defiance and suspicion. The tension in the air was palpable, like a coiled serpent waiting to strike. The stoner from British Columbia spoke first, his voice low and measured. "I heard you've been talking shit about me, calling me a lazy pothead." The fisherman from Newfoundland laughed, taking a swig from his bottle of rum. "And what if I have? You gonna do something about it?" Without warning, the stoner lunged forward, fists flying. The fisherman stumbled back, dropping his bottle of rum and swinging wildly. The two collided in a flurry of punches and kicks, the sound of bones cracking and flesh tearing filling the air. The other patrons in the bar watched in awe and horror as the two fighters tore into each other. The crowd was a mix of different cultures, but in that moment they were united in their fascination and fear. As the brawl continued, more and more people began to join in. Fists flew, chairs were thrown, and bottles shattered against walls and tables. Blood splattered across the floor, mixing with the spilled liquor and cigarette ash. In the midst of the chaos, a woman with a guitar began to sing a haunting melody, her voice rising above the sound of the fight. It was a song about lost love and broken dreams, a ballad that seemed to echo the pain and violence unfolding before her. The fight raged on, with no clear winner in sight. The stoner from British Columbia had taken several hard blows to the head, but he refused to back down. The fisherman from Newfoundland was bleeding from a gash on his forehead, but he kept swinging, fueled by a combination of rum and fury. At one point, a man in the crowd pulled out a harmonica and began to play, adding a mournful counterpoint to the guitar and the screams of the fighters. In the end, it was impossible to say who emerged victorious. Both fighters were battered and bruised, their clothes torn and their bodies covered in cuts and bruises. As the dust settled and the crowd began to disperse, the two combatants glared at each other, a silent promise of revenge passing between them. Outside, the sky was dark and starless, perfect reflection of the violence and chaos that had just unfolded inside the bar. And yet, there was a strange beauty in the madness, a sense of catharsis in the destruction. It was a moment of raw emotion, a primal expression of humanity's darkest impulses. As the last of the patrons stumbled out into the night, the bar fell silent, the only sound the gentle hum of electricity and the faint scent of blood and smoke lingering in the air.